It's 11:30 p.m. on a Tuesday. You're lying in bed, staring at the ceiling. The person you love is right there beside you, breathing steadily, asleep. But you feel like you're on a different planet. The silence isn't peaceful. It's heavy. You scroll through your phone, seeing friends get engaged, buy houses, post baby announcements, and that tightness in your chest returns. That quiet, nagging voice that whispers, "Why am I still figuring this out? Why does loving them feel so much harder than it did 3 years ago? Did I miss the window? Am I broken?" You look at your partner and wonder, is this it? Is this just what long-term love feels like? Managing logistics and hiding disappointment? Stop. Take a breath. Here is the truth that mainstream culture won't tell you. You are not falling behind. You are being dismantled so you can be rebuilt. The anxiety you feel isn't a sign that you chose the wrong person. It's a sign that the version of you who entered this relationship no longer fits the life you were trying to build. You aren't failing at love. You are graduating from it. Every couple that has ever built something real has stood exactly where you are standing right now, in the messy, uncomfortable gap between who they were and who they need to become. By the end of this video, you will understand why this stuck feeling is actually the most important signal your nervous system has ever sent you, and how to stop fighting the process so you can finally start building the connection you actually want. Let's get into it. Most couples believe that if a relationship feels difficult, confusing, or stagnant, it means the love is fading. They think compatibility means ease. They think that if they have to work this hard, they must have made a mistake. But the real truth is far more profound and, frankly, much more hopeful. When safety leaves a relationship, the love doesn't disappear. It goes underground. What you are experiencing right now isn't a loss of connection. It is a collision of identities. See, when you first fell in love, you weren't really connecting with each other. You were connecting with your projections of each other. You were bonding over shared hopes, surface-level similarities, and the dopamine rush of novelty. But now the projection is wearing off. Your partner's nervous system is reading you before their mind can catch up, and yours is doing the same to them. What looks like drifting apart is actually your subconscious mind's realizing that the old ways of relating, the people-pleasing, the conflict avoidance, the performative happiness, are no longer sustainable. This friction, this feeling of being behind, it's not a bug in the system, it's a feature. It is your psyche demanding that you stop performing intimacy and start practicing it. Most people run from this phase. They break up, seeking the easy high of a new beginning, only to find themselves in the exact same spot 2 years later with someone new. But you're staying. You're feeling the discomfort. And that means you are ready for the rebuild. Here are the 5 shifts that turn this period of reconstruction into the foundation of a lifelong partnership. First, let's talk about the myth of effortless compatibility. Most couples believe that right relationships flow naturally without friction. They think that if they have to negotiate needs, discuss boundaries, or sit through awkward silences, they've lost the spark. But here's the deeper psychological truth. Effortless chemistry is often just unexamined codependency. Real compatibility isn't found, it's forged. It is created in the moments when 2 distinct, complex human beings choose to align their lives despite their differences. Think about it. In the disconnecting version, you feel hurt because your partner forgot to call. You say nothing, hoping they'll notice your mood. They sense the tension, but don't know what they did wrong, so they withdraw to avoid making it worse. You feel abandoned. They feel criticized. the wall grows. But in the connecting version, you feel hurt. You take a breath. You say, "Hey, when I didn't hear from you today, my anxiety spiked. I'm not mad, but I need a quick check-in when we're apart so I feel connected." Your partner hears the need, not the attack. They say, "I'm sorry. I got caught up. I can set a reminder for tomorrow." And when you do that, the walls between you start to come down without either of you having to say a word. That's the shift that turns a relationship that feels like a negotiation into one that feels like a refuge. Second, you need to stop trying to fix and start trying to witness. Most people in relationships try to solve their partner's emotions. If your partner is stressed, you offer solutions. If they're sad, you try to cheer them up. If they're angry, you try to logic them out of it. Here's the part no one talks about. Your partner doesn't need a mechanic. They need a witness. When you try to fix their feelings, your nervous system is subtly saying, "Your emotion is a problem I need to resolve so I can feel comfortable again." But what they are craving is presence. In the disconnecting version, she comes home venting about her boss. He interrupts with, "Well, did you try talking to HR? You should just quit." She shuts down. Her brain is quietly registering, "He doesn't care how I feel. He just wants me to stop talking." But in the connecting version, she comes home venting. He puts his phone down. He looks at her. He says, "That sounds incredibly draining. I'm here. Tell me more." He doesn't offer a solution. He offers his attention. Something in her is saying, "I don't have to carry this alone." That's when your partner stops feeling like a problem to manage and starts feeling like a person to come home to. Third, embrace the power of micro-repair. Most couples wait for the big talk to fix things. They let resentment build for weeks, waiting for a calm weekend to address the issues. They think intimacy is built in the grand gestures, the vacations, the anniversaries, the deep late-night conversations. But here's what nobody explains. Intimacy isn't built in the big moments. It's built in the 30-second ones. Emotional distance in a relationship isn't like a wall. It's like scar tissue that forms slowly over 100 small moments that never got repaired. Your nervous system in a conflict is like a smoke detector. It cannot tell the difference between your partner raising their voice and actual danger, so it sounds the alarm regardless. In the disconnecting version, you have a minor disagreement about chores. You snap. They snap back. You both go to separate rooms. You spend the next 6 hours giving each other the silent treatment, stewing in your righteousness. The scar tissue thickens. But in the connecting version, you snap. You realize it immediately. You walk into the other room. You say, "I'm sorry. I was stressed about work and I took it out on you. That wasn't fair. Can we try that again?" This isn't a communication hack. This is just what two emotionally mature people naturally do. And here's what changes everything. When you repair quickly, you teach your partner's nervous system that conflict is safe, that you are not a threat, that you are on the same team. Fourth, choose curiosity over judgment. Most couples stop being curious about each other after the first year. They assume they know their partner's story, their triggers, their dreams. They operate on autopilot, reacting to behaviors based on old data. But people change, especially when they are being rebuilt. The real truth is that what looks like stonewalling is usually someone who has been so overwhelmed for so long that silence is the only protection they have left. If you judge the silence, you miss the pain beneath it. In the disconnecting version, He withdraws after a stressful week. She pursues him, asking, "What's wrong? Why are you shutting me out? Do you even love me anymore?" He feels hunted. He withdraws further. She feels rejected. The cycle spins. But in the connecting version, he withdraws. She notices. Instead of pursuing, she gets curious. She sends a text. "I notice you're quiet. I'm guessing you're decompressing. I'm here if you want space, or here if you want company. No pressure." His brain registers safety. He comes out of his cave an hour later, grateful. What's moving through him is, "She respects my rhythm. I can trust her with my low moments." That's the shift that turns a relationship from a source of stress into a source of strength. Fifth, and perhaps most importantly, you must learn to love the person, not the potential. Most couples fall in love with potential. They love who their partner could be if they just went to therapy, got that promotion, or cleaned up their act. They stay in the relationship waiting for the real version of their partner to show up. But here is the hard, beautiful truth. You cannot love someone into becoming who you want them to be. You can only love who they are right now. And if who they are right now doesn't align with your values, no amount of hoping will change that. In the disconnecting version, you nag them to be more ambitious. You critique their hobbies. You compare them to your friend's husband. They feel inadequate. They stop trying. You feel disappointed. The love turns into a project. But in the connecting version, you look at them. Really look at them. You accept their current pace. You say, "I love who you are. I support your goals, but I'm not waiting for you to achieve them to be happy with us." Paradoxically, this safety often gives them the freedom to grow. Or, it reveals that you are fundamentally incompatible. Either way, you are living in reality, not fantasy. And when you drop the agenda, the pressure lifts. The air clears. You start seeing each other clearly for the first time in years. This isn't a checklist. It's an invitation to show up differently. When you internalize this, you stop reacting and start responding. You stop viewing your relationship struggles as evidence of failure and start viewing them as evidence of growth. You are not behind. You are exactly where you need to be to build something that lasts. Your partner will feel the difference before you've even said a word. Because safety is contagious. And when you become safe, you give them permission to be real. So, here is your challenge for this week. Pick one of these shifts, just one. Practice it. Notice what changes. Because real intimacy doesn't start when you find the right person. It starts when you decide to become one. If this resonated with you, if you felt seen in any of these moments, hit that like button. It helps this message reach other people who are quietly struggling in the dark. And subscribe if you want to keep building this toolkit with us. You're doing better than you think.